I'm looking for $330,000, ladies and gentlemen.
I bid 300.
300, thank you very much, sir, on my right. At 300 here on my right, I'm looking for a $20,000 rise to go to 320. 320 in the middle, thank you very much, ma'am. At 320, I'm looking for a $20,000 rise to go to 340. At 320 in the middle, I'm looking for 340, ladies and gentlemen. 340, sir, I strongly suggest that you take the bid.
Okay.
At 340, thank you very much. At 340 here on my right. At 340, I'm looking for another $20,000 rise to go to 360. At 340, 350, ma'am, thank you very much. At 350 in the middle, I'm still looking to go to 360, ladies and gentlemen. At 350 in the middle, I'm looking for a $10,000 rise to go to 360. At 350 in the middle, sir, you're going to bid the 360. At 350 here in the middle.
360.
360, thank you very much, sir. At 360 on my right. I'm looking for a $10,000 rise to go to 370 now, ladies and gentlemen. 365, thank you very much. Looking for 375 at the moment.
370.
370, thank you very much, sir. At 370. Looking for 375, yes?
Are you selling the property now? Have we reached a reserve price?
Sir, the reserve price is confidential, and the vendor reserves the right to bid any amount less than the reserve price. Although, once we reach reserve price, the home will be up for sale.
Okay. Where was the bid?
With this gentleman here on my right at $370,000.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
380.
380 on my left, thank you very much. At 380 here on my left, I'm looking for a $10,000 rise to 390. At 380. 381. Is that correct, ma'am?
381.
381 here in the middle, thank you very much. At 381, I'm looking for 385. 85, thank you very much, sir. At 85, I'm looking for 90 now. At 85 here on my right, I'm looking for 90.
86.
86 in the middle, thank you very much. At 86, I'm still looking for 90, ladies and gentlemen. At 86 here in the middle. First call at $386,000 here in the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is excellent buying into Parkside. I would hate for anyone to miss out. Second call at $386,000 here in the middle.
390.
390 on my right, thank you very much. At 390 here in the gentleman on the right. Looking for 400 now, ladies and gentlemen. At 300 and righty.
400.
400 in the middle, thank you very much, ma'am. At 400 in the middle, I'm looking for 410 now. At 400 in the middle, ladies and gentlemen. $400 here with the madam in the middle. I'm looking for 400. 5, sir? 395, yes? Can you confirm your bid, sir? Thank you very much. At 395 on my left. At 395 on my left, I'm looking for 400. 400, sir? Yes, that's 400. 2.5. 397, 500. Thank you very much on my right. I'm still looking for 400. 400 in the middle. Thank you very much, madam. At 400 in the middle, I'm looking for 410 now. At 400 in the middle. First call. 405, thank you very much, sir. At 405. 410, thank you very much, ma'am. At 410, I'm looking for 415. 15 on my right, thank you very much. I'm looking for 20 now. At 415,000, I'm looking for 20. 20, thank you very much, sir. 20 on my left. At 420,000 here on my left, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for 425 now. At 420 here on my left, I'm looking for 425. First call at 420,000 here on my left. Second call at 420,000, 2.5, 422,500. Thank you very much. At 422,500, I'm looking for 25 now. At 22,500, I'm looking for 25, ladies and gentlemen. 25. Thank you very much, sir, on my right. At $425,000 here on my right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is excellent buying into Parkside. Imagine sitting down the road at one of the cafes and coming home to your brand new, renovated little cottage in Parkside. At $425 on my right, ladies and gentlemen. First call at $425,000 with the gentleman on my right. 426. Thank you very much, sir. At 426,000 here on my left. 27. Thank you very much. 28. Thank you, 28. I'm looking for 29 now. At $428,000 here on my right.
500.
500. 428, 500. Thank you very much, ma'am. At $428,500. I'm looking for 29. At 428, 500 here in the middle. Are you out, sir? No more, sir? An extra $500 is all it could take to get you back into this race. At 428, 500 here in the middle. Sir, are you out?
500.
500, thank you very much. 429. At 429 on my left, I'm looking for $1,000 rises now. At 429, I'm looking for 430. At $429,000 here on my left. First call at $429,000. Ma'am, are you out? Second call at $429,000 here on my left. Third and final call at $429,000. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't started bidding, I strongly suggest you do so now. I will do the calls once more and then this home will be sold. First call at $429,000 here on my left. Second call at $429,000 with the gentleman on my left. Third and final call at $429,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this property will be sold, and it's going, sold. Congratulations to the purchaser. Congratulations. I hope you and your family have a long and joyous time in this home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance and participation. On behalf of Brock Harcourt's Real Estate, for any further real estate inquiries, please don't hesitate to contact our team. Have a great day. Thank you very much.